Hello everyone, myself Suman Patra, Assistant Professor of Science and Social Science Department, Mallabhum Institute of Technology, Bishnupur.
Today I discuss about convergence of sequence. Sequence is nothing, just a pattern of some elements like 1, 3, 5, 7 and so on. Again if we take 1, 4, 9, 16 and so on. -1, 1, -1, 1, dot dot, so on. Here we see that all elements are here by using some pattern. For example, for this, first term is 1, second term we get by adding 2 with first term. That is, first term is 1 and we add 2, then we get second term. And if we add 2 with second term, then we get 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, that is third term. So this is a pattern, and for this, first term is 1 square, second term is 2 square, 4, third term 9 is equal to 3 square. So third term is 3 square. So first term is 1 square, second term is 2 square, third term is 3 square, and so on. So this is also a pattern. Again, here we see that first term is -1, second term 1, third term -1, fourth term 1. So obviously fifth term is -1. So this is also a pattern. So we see that sequence is nothing, just a pattern of some numbers. If in a sequence finite numbers are there, that is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, that is finite number 5. There are 5 numbers, so this is a finite sequence. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, dot dot dot, and so on. We don't know how many numbers are there in the sequence. That is the infinitely many numbers. So this is an infinite sequence. So we say that if there is finite number, finite sequence. If there is infinitely many numbers, then infinite sequence. And we represent an as general nth term of the sequence. General nth term of the sequence. We represent nth term of the sequence as an. Nth term is an, and an has finite limit. An has finite limit, that is limit n tends to infinity, n is equal to finite. Then this type of sequence is known as convergent sequence. As for example, if we take n is equal to n by 1 plus n square, then we take limit n tends to infinity, n is equal to limit n tends to infinity, n by 1 plus n square is equal to limit n tends to infinity, n square limit n tends to infinity 1 by 1 plus 1 by n square, and if we take n tends to infinity 1 by n 0, so this value is 1 upon 1 square, that is 1 finite. So we see that limit an is equal to finite, so this type of sequence is known as convergent sequence. So limit n tends to infinity a finite implies convergent sequence. If limit is not finite, that means an limit n tends to infinity not finite. That means either plus infinity or minus infinity. This type of sequence is known as divergent sequence. If limit n tends to infinity n is equal to plus infinity, we say that diverge to plus infinity. If its value is minus infinity, then we say that diverge to minus infinity. As for example, if we take an is equal to n square, that means first term is 1 square, second term is 2 square, third term is 3 square, this type, and we take limit n tends to infinity an is equal to limit n tends to infinity n square. If we take n tends to infinity, so limit n tends to infinity n square is equal to infinity, that means plus infinity. So we say that diverge to plus infinity. If we take an is equal to minus n square, then limit n tends to infinity n is equal to minus infinity, we say that diverge to minus infinity. So for convergence or divergence, we first find an, then we find limit n tends to infinity an. If this value is finite, then convergent. If this value is not finite, then divergent. If this value is finite or not finite, that means if the sequence is not convergent and not divergent, then there is another cases. If not convergent nor divergent, then oscillatory sequence. As for example, if we take first term 1, second term minus 1, third term 1, fourth term minus 1, and so on, we say that there are only two elements, 1 and minus 1, they are repeat finitely. That means this is the finitely oscillatory sequence. Again, if we take another example, 2 0 2 0 2 0, so on, we see that there are only two elements, 2 and 0, and they are finitely repeat. So we say that this is the finitely oscillatory sequence. If we take another example as -1 first term, second term 2, third term -3, fourth term 4, fifth term -5, and so on, we see that this is not diverge to plus infinity or minus infinity. Plus infinity or minus infinity, impossible. So this is infinitely many terms. So this is the infinitely oscillatory sequence. So we see that there are three types of sequence according to limit. If limit finite, convergent, limit not finite, divergent, and if not convergent, not divergent, oscillatory sequence. And this is the concept of convergence of sequence. Thank you.